So here it is, my Helical Water-Harvested Wheat Farm. Before you ask, there's no real functional reason to make your wheat farm helical. In fact, it's less good functionally because it takes longer to harvest all your wheat, and it's much more difficult to build. So I really just did it for the challenge and the aesthetics. I think it looks cool, and I wanted to see if the water physics would allow for it without any item loss. So down here we have a nice containing wall to keep all the farm animals out. The last thing you want to do is come home to a bunch of managed farm animals jumping up and down on your newly dead crops. And here we have all of my tilled soil, which I can reach very comfortably and plant wheat seeds on. You'll notice that this torch here is placed such that when the water comes down, it'll get knocked off and be harvested along with the wheat. And there's one of these torches every quarter turn all the way up. So since this is about 4.5 turns, I have 18 torches all the way up. And the reason they're there is so that later when I collect it, I can show you that there is no item loss in the whole system. The reason these are all able to be irrigated is because underneath this inside spiral is actually a spiral of water going all the way down. Just one wide, it just gives water to all these things. Also, these torches provide light since the levels above actually shade all of the wheat. Without the torches, they would never grow. Before I finish planting all my crops, I'll show you how the inside works too. So here we have the inside of the tower, a nice little bed. Here's the elevator, using a bunch of minecarts, which are just stacked within the maximum distance you can reach to get into the next minecart. So it's kind of like a series of short teleportation jumps all the way up. And here I just have a long chute you can jump down with water at the bottom. So you look up, click a bunch, and you're at the top. And it's important when you get to the top of this system not to get out of this minecart first, because you will start to fall through them slowly and occasionally get stuck and bouncy, which is just awkward. So what we want to do is have another minecart over here that's on solid ground that you can transfer to before getting out. So here we're at the top. I have my little marker for where to place the water, and this will harvest all the way down. And to get back down, you just jump in this, and hopefully not die. So I'll keep planting, and I'll be back when all of my plants are fully grown. Alright, so here we are. All of my wheat is now fully grown. Just left this AFK for a few hours. And that's what it looks like. Up we go. Into the transfer cart. I have my little pool of water here. And this is going to lag, I'm warning you. It lags pretty badly, but I'm going to jump down the return hole as soon as I can. And hopefully get down before I lose control due to excessive lag. There we go. And now I will slowly make my way down to the collection chamber and await all of my delicious, delicious heaps of wheat. They should all come through this little hole here. And I've emptied my inventory so I can see them all come in nicely. I'll probably just skip ahead because this could take a few minutes. Isn't that an awesome sound? My computer really can't handle it, but it is sweet to my ears. Alright, I'll be back when it's done. So here's my loot. I put it all in a chest to show you. The full farm, up to capacity, takes about 9 stacks of seeds, which you can see here. And this is all on the bottom, everything I got out of it, which is a pretty good haul. And I got back all of my 18 torches, so you can be sure that I have not wasted any on the way down. This was originally a problem, actually, because it would take items so long to come down that they would despawn on the way. It would take more than 5 minutes. I've solved that in a way I'll show you in a minute, but the first thing I want to show you is that the way the water flows here, which I apologize for making my computer lag a tiny bit because it's quite a bit of water flowing, is carefully engineered so that none of it goes into corners. So these layers always end up going around, and items will be pushed all the way down to the bottom if they can live that long. But items at the very top wouldn't make it down because it would take more than 5 minutes. So what I've done to remedy that is I've actually made holes straight down the whole structure on one side, which I can show you over here. This is the very bottom level where these holes are. And here I have a little bit of water flow so that the items which fall into this block will be pushed into the main stream and go down with all the other items. And upwards, I have a clear shot straight up through the whole thing. And I'll turn off the water and then be back in a minute to show you how that works. So here I'm at the very top. I just turned the water off, and I'm going to show you how these little collection areas work. some water here as an example. So basically what happens is the natural flow of the water ends up going sideways into these little holes so that everything gets pushed into them. And there is 2 blocks going down. So there's one block here where it falls in, and this block is just full of downwards flowing water. And then there's the lower block which has a sign on it which stops the water from going any further down. So basically what this does is push the items into here, let them fall downwards so that they hopefully lose any sideways or forwards velocity they had. And then once they fall out of the bottom of that block, they essentially only have to go through the very thin sideways moving layer on the top block here, on the next level below, before again just being in a block that's only going downwards. And this keeps objects from kind of moving forwards and falling on the next block down a level below, which is a problem if you don't do it properly. But this system successfully makes objects fall from the very top straight down through all these different levels to the very bottom. And so the longest wait time is under 5 minutes, and no objects despawn on the way down. That's pretty much it. That's my Helical Wheat Farm. I can post the plans. I'll probably have a link to an imagery album with some of that stuff in the description, so let me know what you think.